Verse 25. Then Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, "Go sacrifice to your God within the land." Okay, so Pharaoh had them come over then, and said, "Yeah, okay, let them go sacrifice, but in our land, right? Within the land, not out there. You don't need to go out there to go and do it. You can do it here, right?" So what's Moses going to do concerning this? What's his answer going to be? Verse 26. But Moses said, "It will not be right to do so, for the offerings we shall sacrifice to the Lord our God and are an abomination to the Egyptians. If we sacrifice offerings abominable to the Egyptians before their eyes, will they not stone us?" Okay, so yes, it's most religions have some things that they don't eat, except for Christianity, or at least except if you're Seventh-day Adventist. We don't have a problem with eating beef or pork or chicken. Poor chickens, I don't know of any religion that don't eat chickens, except if you're like vegan or vegetarian, that is. But yes, so like for the Muslims, if you're going to bring an offering of a pig in a Muslim country, you're asking for trouble, right? You might be stoned. If you're going to bring offering of cows here in this country, then yeah, you're asking for trouble. So you're kind of going to get problems from the people here, local people, because cows are holy and you don't do that, or pigs are dirty and you don't do that. Okay, so yes, and this is the same kind of thing that Moses is speaking here about. So we can't just do this because our things that we want to, the meat that we want to bring as an offering, it's an abomination to them. They will hate us for it. They might stone us. Okay, it's like I said, I'm not going to bring a cow's offering here because, firstly, we don't need to bring any offerings in that sense anymore, because our whole life and everything we have is an offering to God. It's not in the meat or anything else outside of that. But secondly, this is not, it's just plain stupid. And this is what Moses is getting at. But now, yeah, so yes, the Pharaoh could have said, yeah, but I can tell the people not to hurt you, anything like that. It's like in this country, for example, or in a Muslim country, the prime minister or the president or whoever can say, that's fine. They're Christians. They need to do this. They can. It's okay. They have no problem with beef or with pork. But the people are not really going to listen to them, to this, because and they know that they're not really going to listen. They're still going to maybe to stone them or do anything to them, right? So yes, even if the president here will say that let him offer a cow. The president will never do that. But even if he would, the people are still going to stone you. Okay. Verse 27. We must go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord our God as he tells us. So yes, we need to go 3 days, not for good, just 3 days, to get out of here, get into the wilderness, to bring the offerings. And what are you going to lose? 3 days, just 3 days. Just give us a holiday of 3 days long. Okay, so that we can do as God told us to do, because we know what happens if God tells us to do something, and what if your God tells you something and you don't do it, right? Verse 28. So Pharaoh said, I will let you go to sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness. Only you must not go very far away. Plead for me. Okay, so Pharaoh's like, okay, you can go into the wilderness, but don't go too far. Don't go. So like, yeah, sure, I'm fine with you to go, and not too far. And the other thing is when you go is plead with your God for me that these flies will go away. Verse 29. Then Moses said, Behold, I am going out from you, and I will plead with the Lord that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. Only let not Pharaoh cheat again by not letting the people go to sacrifice to the Lord. So yes, it's like, okay, I will go, like you said. I'll go as you asked, or asked that we will go sacrifice, not far, right? And I will plead with God to take away all the flies. But the one thing is, you must know this. This must not be another lie of yours, right? This must not be a question of after all the flies are gone, then you change your mind again. I mean, it's just think of how easily Pharaoh could have gone away with this here if he just said, okay, yes, and if he would have stuck with his word, because then actually only Moses asked only to go a bit away for a bit, and not for good, only for 3 days. It's not a permanent thing. And Pharaoh, the people could have done, they would have been back, all of these things, but is Pharaoh going to fall for it? But we know, and God knows that no, he's not going to fall for this ultimately, because he will harden his heart, because ultimately he is not interested in letting them go, even for 3 days, man, even for 3 days. Verse 30. So Moses went up from Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord. Right? So Moses left, and he, as he said, well, he did. Okay, Moses on his side, he did. So I will go, I will plead with God, I will pray in this case, and verse 31. And the Lord did as Moses asked, and removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. Not one remained. So God did as Moses prayed for. But again, remember I said this already now. God laid it in Moses. God is the one that's working through all of this. So this prayer is part of God's ordained plan. And he is now praying it, and God's in answering, in the sense, his own prayer, his own plan. Verse 32. But Pharaoh hardened his heart this time also, and did not let the people go. So yeah, even then, okay, crossing just exiting a toll bridge here on the side. So even then, after all, it was just such a small little, just 3 days of not letting the people go and offering. No, yes, sure, they would have needed some time to prepare for this and go and then come back. So yeah, maybe losing a week or something out of this all. But Pharaoh, when he still could get an easy deal, he didn't want to take the easy deal. In the end, he's going to get the worst deal, but who's guilty? Pharaoh himself is guilty, right? Pharaoh himself is guilty, because he every time had the easy way out after all the suffering already. But he hardened his heart every time. And then God will just harden it more, but it started with Pharaoh.